We actually did it. Honestly, you guys, you can't understand the joy I am feeling right now for how much of a nightmare this season has been for us, yeah. This is the hope we needed. This is the hope we have left for this season. The performances we saw on show today. Kai Havertz, King Kai Havertz, CL Kai Havertz, Champions League Kai Havertz. It's a different player entirely. And for Mike, I thought I was seeing a different player on the field today. I thought I was seeing a completely different player, but he showed what you want to see in a Chelsea player, in a Chelsea forward. He's leading the team by example. He's putting in that defensive work. He's coming back to help the team out. He's an outlet for this team as well too. And he spurs the team forward. This was one of the best performances I've ever seen from Kai Havertz. I don't care that this guy needed like 1 million penalties before he's finally scored. I don't care that he hit the post how many times. He made things happen for this team today, yeah? He made things absolutely happen for this team today. And one thing I love, and I have to give a massive shout out now to Graham Potter, that tweak he made in the first half by shifting Raheem Sterling into the striker position and Havertz to the right-hand sides, that gave us the platform to build up from the flanks because that allowed our wing-backs to get forward. And once our wing-backs get forward, we start playing football and we start peppering teams. João Felix himself, how am I getting this guy's name wrong? I can't be disrespecting Felix after his performance as well in this game today, but João Felix himself said Kai Havertz is scoring a goal today. My boy is scoring a goal today, and Kai Havertz delivered as he always does in the Champions League. Honestly, I hope that finally this can push Havertz forward because we get frustrated because we know there's greater things that Kai can offer. There's greater things this guy can do. This is why we spend so much money. He is the player at the end of the day that enchanted Roman Abramovich, that got Kai to come to his yacht and he said, listen, we are signing this guy at all costs. Roman Abramovich is not doing that for no reason. Hopefully Havertz can push on right now and really show us what he's about, because if you don't want to have a striker taking your spot next season, what you do after this game, how you react afterwards is going to be key right now. But today, this guy deserves maximum credit. Easy the man of the match for us. Anyone deserved the goal tonight. It was Kai Havertz with his performance. Of course, it was some fortune, for God's sake. The penalty is debatable. Personally, I don't care. I just want the win. I'm going to be biased. You don't need to hear my take on that at all right now. And thank God, after him hitting the post again, he's able to get another opportunity to convert things. And boy, does he convert it afterwards. And honestly, you guys, I don't know what it is about the Champions League, but we are a different team. You know, I was saying on my stream all the time, we create storyline moments in this tournament. We just keep doing it. I don't know what our fascination is with the Champions League, but you know, you can never write us off for anything right now. And honestly, I feel so vindicated because after that first leg in which we did pepper Borussia Dortmund, we should have scored goals if guys were more clinical. We deserve to go through over 2 legs easily, and it's nice to finally see a game that we were in complete control of from the first minute to the last minute. And this is where Graham Potter has to get maximum respect, because there's a reason why we're performing in the Champions League under him, and I kind of feel that right now he's doing the things that I've been saying for over this past month and a half now I want to see from my manager. The philosophy is not going to philosophize this season. It's not going to happen. There's not enough time. There's too many guys in training for your training methods to even be like fully 100% functional. All we can do right now during the latter stage of the season, where during this part of any season, this is the crunch period where you make things happen. It's time to play for results, and it's time to play as a team. And we did that today in full abundance. And this is courtesy of Graham Potter, who, again, the way we played against Dortmund, bro, we saw how we started the game in the first 5 minutes. We had like 2 amazing counter-attacking opportunities. If Sterling did better, if João Felix did better as well too, something happens there. But straight off the bat, you know, we're making a statement of intent. Yeah? We played without the ball a little bit to try and force Borussia Dortmund onto us to hit them on the counter-attack. And you know, throughout this game today, how we use the width, how we use the wide areas was absolutely key. Because when you're using a wing-back system, you know when things are working when your wing-backs are having fun today. I thought Reece James, solid. And for a guy that still isn't 100% fit right now, you know, this is the type of combative performance, the leadership performance I want to see from Reece. Especially as the second half was going on, this guy was making some key interceptions and tackles, and that's absolutely annihilated Gittins down that right-hand side. Ben Chilwell today. Sometimes I get a bit confused when there's like talk against this guy's name and character. Like, did you not see the performance he put in against Riyad Mahrez in the Champions League final? My God, in Porto. You can't be a mid player and put in a perfect wing-back, full-back performance like that, yeah? He is starting to find new life now. This guy's first-time deliveries are absolutely exceptional right now, and he's playing with a different energy right now. Yeah, I'm so impressed with Ben. And when you have wing-backs like this, when you have your attacking players and your Felix and Havertz out wide helping bring these guys into the game as well too. And then, my God, behind them as well, Cucurella, Marc Cucurella. We've had some sympathy because we know that some things behind the scenes aren't perfectly in this guy's favour right now. But I swear to you, the guy I saw at Getafe, the player I saw last season at Brighton, the guy I saw in the first 2 games of this season under Thomas Tuchel, this is how Cucurella plays, and we haven't been seeing that. But this was the real Cucurella. This was a Cucurella that was proactive, that was getting tight and aggressive and closing this man down. I mean, there was times he was making 20, 30-man runs, leaving his defensive positions to engage and win his tackle. This was a great performance. And when you have this solid foundation down both flanks, that looks pretty formidable in my personal opinion. And when guys like Mateo Kovacic just put in a great game today in midfield alongside Enzo, boy did these guys look good today. Boy did these guys give us a platform to play with as well too. Like, I had to give props to our midfield today. I didn't see anything from Jude Bellingham. I think over 2 legs right now has been very quiet, hasn't been very influential, and the only opportunity he had to put Dortmund back in the game, he fluffed it from like 5 yards. So he's still very young, but quite obviously he's not worth £150 million. Really ridiculous figure Dortmund are hoping to get for him. You know, you start to see how 3-4-3 now has to be that formation we stick with until the season ends. Pre-season, we'll go back to the drawing board. There's going to be at least 6 weeks. Have plenty of time for these guys to familiarise themselves with each other. But my thing is, yeah, results are more important. And for all these new signings and everyone in general, learning how to win games again is going to be key in maintaining stability. It's going to be key in boosting confidence and performances. And hopefully this newfound confidence, hopefully we start seeing it in our finishing in future games, yeah? That's going to be the most important thing. Everything I'm talking about right now is courtesy of Graham Potter and his master game plan. Because today, Potter got his game management absolutely on point. Absolutely on point. Dortmund had some dangerous opportunities. I think first half when I saw Wesley Fofana give away a very cheap free kick against Marco Reus. Who steps up? Another player to step up, for God's sake. Kepa Arrizabalaga, who made 2 fantastic saves. One, of course, from Reus from that free kick. And another one from, who was the guy from the header? But the way he kept his palm so strong and hard, just diverting that ball away into safety. This is why Kepa got the captaincy armbands. And listen, I don't have no personal vendettas against anyone. As long as you come back and play well, that's what I care about. And Kepa is testament for that, because he rightfully deserves to be in the team at this point in time. Easily. But again, one player or one man I just have to give more credit to. And I keep getting distracted, but it really is Graham Potter today, because game management is a key thing right now. Yeah? Look how we started the game. Look how we played on the transition to pick them off. Look how as the first half was going on, how we made tweaks in the game to give us more energy in the final third, to bring more intensity. I mean, Borussia Dortmund was struggling to even play out from the back. They had a few moments where they did so naturally, but the way we stopped their build-up was courtesy of the system implemented and the tactics, implemented by Graham Potter. And I think for me, in the end, how we sealed this game off was just a masterstroke from Graham Potter. I mean, you want to control the game. I mean, some people might feel, why are we sitting back defending when we're 2-0 up? I mean, bro, if you're a Chelsea fan, you've seen us win this way how many years throughout our history? Is this what you have to do sometimes? You have to play smart. You can't play tiki-taka forever and only exclusively win that way. But the way he used the substitutes, the way that he brought on Conor Gallagher to add more protection in midfield as well too. You know, the way that he brought on more subs to waste more time. You know, it was perfect control today. And there was no reaction from the Dortmund manager because he couldn't do anything. There was nothing he could do. We were in complete control from the first minute to the last minute. And you can't be a crap manager. You can't fluke a win like this. You have to be good. And as I've been reiterating, he had to get his game management correct. If he wants to keep this job, you don't want to potentially get sacked, and then leave here regretting, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I know I'm better than that. And thank God he's humble enough to realise that, and he's going back to basics. We haven't been winning. We've looked like a weak team. It's been easy for teams to beat us right now. So right now, the fact we've got 2 wins on the bounce, 2 big games, big games, tons of pressure as well too. This gives me hope. I feel a bit hopeful right now. Even with great man management, we could have won this game 3 or 4-0 easily if we picked the right balls in the final third. This is still the main crutch right now, and this is where the players have to take responsibility at times, because Potter puts these guys in these positions to then figure out how to put the ball in the back of the net. They're not being told what to do like it's FIFA or Football Manager. Like, they have to figure it out for themselves. And I think with more time playing this way, hopefully as they build more understanding, these guys will get more clinical in the final third. So we start to get more results that reflects how we play at times. If we're going to continue to see performances like this in the next few games, how can we not all feel more hopeful and more hopeful? It's 2 wins on the bounce right now. Are we seeing Graham Potter resurgence right now? Is this the remontada from Graham Potter? Because this guy isn't a crap manager. He's not just some English guy that doesn't know what he's doing. This is a continental guy that really tested himself at the hardest levels in football and made a name for himself the hardest way you can. He wasn't an ex-player that got a top job just like that. He went to the bottom ranks of Swedish football, for God's sake, to make his name, to become the manager right now. You are not doing that by accident. And hopefully we continue to build up on this momentum. But right now, Graham Potter is showing that he's made of sturdier things at this point in time to push us through to the quarterfinals. Let's hope and pray now we can get a nicer position. Because you know what I've been saying in my videos? I had a dream last week that we had Napoli in the quarterfinals and we beat them 6-2 in aggregate. Now, if we got Napoli right now, if that's going to be the draw for the next round, remember this video, yeah? Remember these words I'm saying right now, because you may know what's about to happen, yeah? But regardless, this was such a revigorating performance today. A performance we have not seen for such a long time. And I think what really just testified the performance today was the goal we scored to make it 1-0. Everything good in this game, every player that stood up had an involvement to make that goal. I mean, for God's sake, it all started from Kai Havertz's great individual play on the left-hand side. His hold-up play, waiting for guys like Ben and Cover to make runs in behind. And then Havertz, everything he was doing, from little flicks, little touches, little backheel passes, like what he did for that particular move, everything was coming off. It finds Mateo Kovacic. His press resistance was on point throughout that game. And then he plays into Ben Chilwell, whose first time crosses have been very dangerous. And I actually thought Raheem Sterling was really mid in this game today. I mean, constantly offside. I know that very, very tight decisions. But you're thinking for a player like Raheem with his experience, but this is his natural type of game, he's doing a bit better. Of course, Ben's cross comes towards him. Naturally, with how his form was in that game, it's a bit of a miscontrol, but one thing this guy isn't going to flop is blasting that ball in the back of the net. And to get that goal 1-0 in the final few moments for the first half, as I was saying on stream, Dortmund would have to react. They're going to go in feeling nervous. I mean, for God's sake, the game started later because of how their coach broke down. What does that tell you about the fear and nervousness they had? As Roy said in interviews beforehand, for all the individual talent that we possess, let's hope today that Chelsea players don't find new fire tonight. And boy, did we burn the place down in Stamford Bridge tonight. From the fans to the players to the manager. It's been a long time since we've seen a performance like this. And let's hope and pray that this is the start of new things to come right now. New energy, new vitality. Because today, this was the performance that makes fans proud. I think everyone today leaves this field incredibly proud today, because we did something that a lot of people and a lot of us didn't have any hopes for right now, and that means something right now. So you guys, on that note, we're through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Bring on anyone right now. Let's see how things go, and let's see how this season continues to play out. So on that note, I'm NiniFC, this is BlueLionsTV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.